Right, yeah, what's up, everybody? It's your favorite Finnish breakbeat master here again. Want to get back to the concept of reverse looping. People were asking me about how they could make it happen if they don't actually have the reverse loop function in their sampler or in their DAW. So, yeah, I wanted to show you how to make it happen. It's basically probably way more simple than you think. I have a manual way of doing it. I've been using it for a long time. If the sampler that I'm using in that particular project doesn't have reverse looping, I just do a little bit of manual work, which goes a long way in creating a great seamless loop of audio. Let's take a really quick listen to what's going on in here. It's a pretty slow hip hop sort of loop, and what we're taking a look at today is the drums. Everybody recognizes the break. Probably it's the classic Shack Up by Banbara. I'm playing it fairly slow so you can hear there's gaps of between audio. So it's not sounding that good to me because when I do drums I want to have seamless playback. I don't like the gaps of audio. I mean the silence between the hits because it sounds sort of amateurish. So, how do you do reverse looping if your sampler does not have a reverse loop function? Well, you do a little bit of processing to the hits, and you can do this with any DAW, with any audio editor. It's easy. But the thing that I like to do in Ableton Live is I use an external audio editor to do some really quick editing to the sounds. So, how do I go here? I click on Manage Sample, and here I can click on Edit. And what happens is it'll open the audio file in an external audio editor. And what I do is I copy the whole sample, pretty much. And I paste it at the end. And then I reverse it. So that's what you get. And I save it, go back to Ableton Live, I click on Edit. And it'll bring back the audio to the instrument where it's used. So what I can do now is I have to activate the loop. I'm using the new sampler here. Activate the loop, tweak it, length, it's too long. Basically I want to loop the middle part here because that makes sense. That's basically it's doing what I'm doing now. Basically it's doing the reverse loop function. It's fairly easy. So now I can play it seamlessly. It's easy. And now I'll do the same thing for all the drum hits, and I'll just cut this here and then fast forward to the moment when everything's been done. So you don't have to look at me do it for every drum hit. So yeah, I'll be back in a second. Yeah, all right, I'm back. What I did to each of the drum hits that I have in my drum rack is I did the manual copy paste reverse thing to each of the audio file, and now I want to get back to making a seamless loop. Let's take a really quick listen because it's not completely done yet. Yeah, okay, it does not sound the way that I would like it to sound. First, what I'll do is I love legato function in Ableton Live. So legato what it does, it fixes the MIDI notes so that there's no overlapping and there's no air between, no gaps between the hits. So yeah, it's definitely sounding better now. Some considerations. I messed up this loop here because considerations. Number one, basically played from the beginning and only looped the middle part because I had accidentally set the start marker here. So played from the start and then just adjust the loop length. Basically, this is pretty much what I'm after. And crossfade can be your friend. Sometimes, not now, but sometimes you get clicky loops. A little bit of crossfade goes a long way. It definitely can help you a little bit. So yeah, I would say it's definitely better. Oh, and one more thing. You probably have the release. I'm not sure. By default, maybe Simpler gives you a very long release for each sound. So actually, let me show you how it would sound with very long release. Here, it sounds kind of wrong. Yeah, it becomes a mess because the hits play so long. So what you want to do here, if you're doing the beat like this, like no overlapping MIDI notes, that's my style pretty much. I'll set release as short as it can be, and when you're using drum rack in Ableton Live, if you set the desired parameter to whatever it is, and then you right click and go for copy value to siblings, it'll fix this value to each of the drum cells here, so I don't have to go and set it for each cell separately. So yeah, hell yeah. And you can go super slow, like. Oh yeah, one more thing. Somebody might ask, how do you use the third-party audio editor so nicely with Ableton Live? You set it in preferences. Let me take a look. It's I forgot. It's sample. Yeah, file folder tab in preferences, sample editor, and this is where you set it. The editor that I have been using for many years is called Twisted Wave. This is actually not a commercial. I've paid for this. I love this piece of software. It's very easy, clear. You can use custom key mapping. That works nicely for me. So yeah, that's reverse looping. If you don't have if you don't have reverse loop function in your DAW. So yeah, if there's anything to ask, just hit me up and I'll answer as well as I can. And there's more coming. Peace out.